You absolutely cannot escape this drug. It's everywhere. Hollywood, TikTok, and now it's at the center of a massive medical debate. Ozempic. So, what is it? A life-saving miracle drug or a dangerous, overhyped menace? The fight is on, and today we are cutting straight through the noise.
Okay, just look at how the internet has drawn the battle lines. On one side, you've got the miracle cure, this effortless skinny pen that's saving lives. On the other side, it's a dangerous poison, a toxic drug that's literally paralyzing people's stomachs. The truth, as you can probably guess, is way more complicated and honestly a lot more interesting than either of those headlines.
So, to really settle this debate, we've got to pop the hood and look at the science. Because this isn't some kind of magic potion. It's a really powerful hormonal agent called semaglutide. And if you understand how it works, the whole miracle versus menace thing starts to make a lot more sense.
Okay, so the official term is a GLP-1 receptor agonist. I know, that's a total mouthful. But all it really means is that the drug is a copycat. It perfectly mimics a natural hormone your body already makes. And by doing that, it basically hacks into your system and starts sending out some incredibly powerful signals.
And it's not just hitting one target. It launches this coordinated three-pronged attack on your body. It's targeting your brain, your gut, and your pancreas, all at the same time. Let's break down what that actually feels like. First up, the brain. Semaglutide gets past the blood-brain barrier and goes right to your hypothalamus. That's kind of the hunger control center of your brain. It basically tells it to just be quiet. You know that constant food noise or the intense cravings people talk about? This drug just turns the volume way, way down. Second, the gut. And this one is a really big deal. It puts the brakes on how quickly your stomach empties its contents. So that lunch you had hours ago, it's still in there, making you feel full and satisfied for much, much longer. Now, this effect is the source of its power, and also where all the horror stories come from. And third, the pancreas. Now, this was its original day job. It helps your pancreas release just the right amount of insulin right when you eat. It's absolutely brilliant for controlling blood sugar, which, of course, is why this whole class of drugs was invented for type 2 diabetes in the first place. So, with that powerful three-part mechanism in mind, let's look at the miracle side of this argument. Because frankly, the entire conversation around this drug has been completely flipped on its head in the past year or so.
Yeah, if you still think this is just some vanity drug for people trying to lose a few pounds, you are missing the biggest part of the story. The medical world is buzzing about it for a completely different and way more important reason.
Now, this number is huge, 20%. A landmark study from 2023, the SELECT trial, which was published in the New England Journal of Medicine, found that semaglutide reduced the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and death from cardiovascular causes by a staggering 20%. But here's the real kicker. This was in high-risk patients who did not have diabetes. That is an absolute game changer. It means the drug seems to have a direct protective effect on the heart itself, something that has nothing to do with just losing weight. It's what's transforming this from a weight loss drug into a potentially life-saving medication.
But a power like that has to have a dark side, right? So let's flip the coin and look at the menace case. Because ironically, all the risks are rooted in that same powerful mechanism we just talked about. Right. A drug this strong can't possibly be all upside. And those horror stories you read online about stomach paralysis, well, they're not totally made up. They're just the most extreme version of what the drug is literally designed to do. Slow your gut down.
And this data shows the danger perfectly. A really crucial 2023 study in the Journal of the American Medical Association, better known as JAMA, looked at this directly. It found that these GLP-1 drugs, when used for weight loss, were linked to a significantly higher risk of really severe events. Things like pancreatitis, bowel obstruction, and yes, gastroparesis, which is the actual medical term for stomach paralysis.
So what does that actually mean for you? Well, it means that while your personal risk of one of these awful side effects is low, it is not zero. And when you have millions and millions of people taking a drug, a rare risk suddenly doesn't feel so rare anymore. It adds up to a very significant number of people suffering very serious complications. Okay, and what about Ozempic face? You've seen the tabloid pictures. Is the drug toxic? Is it poisoning people's faces? No, it's way, way simpler than that. When you lose a lot of weight very quickly, you lose fat from your face. The skin sags. That's it. It's a side effect of the weight loss, not the drug itself. And here is the other massive catch.
the second you stop taking the drug, the weight almost always comes roaring back. This is not a one-time cure. It's a chronic treatment for a chronic condition. That creates a dependency where the benefits and the very, very high price tag are potentially for life.
So we have the incredible life-saving cardiovascular benefits on one side and the gut-wrenching, menacing risks on the other. How on earth do you balance that? What is the actual doctor's verdict here?
Well, the verdict is that it's neither a miracle nor a menace. It's an incredibly potent medical tool. For a patient who's already had a heart attack, that 20% reduction in risk might be well worth the small chance of a serious gut issue. But for someone who just wants to lose 15 pounds before a vacation, the risk-benefit calculation looks totally different. It's a serious drug, and it demands serious medical supervision.
And that really leaves us with the biggest question of all. We've got a medical revolution on our hands, but it's a revolution that may require millions of people to take a very expensive drug for the rest of their lives. Deciding who gets access, who pays for it, and how we manage that as a society, well, that's not just a medical question anymore. It's one of the biggest social challenges we're about to face.